Hey, what's going on with shipping? Sal Mercogliano here. The Houthi have released a video showing them detonating explosive charges on the tanker Sounion. This is a tanker that they attacked previously. The crew had abandoned ship after being struck. A French destroyer, part of the European Union Naval Forces Operation Aspides, was in the area, picked up the crew. I want to play this video for you and show it to you. I've got a longer video coming out tomorrow, my What the Ship, where I break down in more detail these events, but this video just came out and I thought you would be interested in it. So I'm going to play the whole video here for you. Just a couple of notes here. There is audio, but it's music, and it's really cheesy music. And then a lot of screaming in the background. So to give you some information about this, the incident took place on 21 August 2024. According to the UK MTO, the master of the vessel initially reported at 02:57 UTC time that the vessel was approached by two small craft. The first craft had 3 to 5 persons on board, while the second had approximately 10. The two small craft hailed the merchant vessel, leading to a brief exchange of small arms fire. The Sounion had a security detachment on board. The ship's crew was made up of Russians and Filipinos. The distance between the small craft and the merchant vessel subsequently increased to 2 nautical miles. At 0500, the master reported that the merchant vessel had been struck by 2 unidentified projectiles. At 0549 UTC, the master reported a further attack by an unknown projectile. There was a fire on board and the vessel had lost engine power. The vessel was drifting and not under command. Master also reported small craft acting suspiciously. Update number 3, the UK MTO received report the vessel is now at anchor and all crew have been evacuated. And then update number 4, UK MTO received a report that 3 fires had been observed on the vessel. The vessel appears to be drifting. What you're seeing here was the planting of explosive charges up on deck. These are not missile strikes. You can see all 3 charges go off at the same exact time. They detonate on deck. This ship was carrying about 150,000 tons of Iraqi crude oil heading toward Greece to be refined. You'll notice that when you see this, you get some good identification of the ship. You can see Delta tankers on the side. This is the 3rd Delta tanker to be attacked. Raises question about why Delta tankers is still sending their ships through this region. They are observing this from a distance and probably command detonating these charges or setting them on a timer. After the detonation, you see oil on fire spilling out. Almost looks like molten liquid coming off. That is the heavy oil that's on fire. It is unclear whether or not this ship is going to survive. Lots of questions about that. The ship is burning as we speak. The question is, does the ship burn through the entire crude oil on board? Will the hull fracture and crack, releasing the crude oil into the ocean? What is unfathomable, and I can't explain this at all, is why the Houthi would do this. The ship had been abandoned. It was adrift. They have just created an environmental disaster out there. If this ship dumps its entire load of oil in the water of the Red Sea, this is going to be one of the worst environmental damages in history. And this comes a year after the United Nations and the rest of the world paid to pump out the floating storage unit, the FSO Safer, that was off the coast of Yemen, that was in fear of breaking apart and dumping oil all over Yemen. And now the Houthi just did it themselves. There's really no explaining why they do what they do. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Again, just a quick little video to let you know, because this is a really interesting update here. This will be potentially the 3rd ship sunk by the Houthi beyond the Ruby Mar and the Tudor, although Verbena was a ship that was abandoned and supposedly salvaged. I have not been able to find data showing whether or not Verbena actually sunk or has been salvaged. Until our next video, Sal, signing off.